what's up? This is your girl, Lady Dee Dee Wilson. I'm trying to tell you something. It's about to go down. Oh my God. Welcome to Row Talkz. I have in the office today. Oh my goodness. Man, excuse me, but I'm going to tell you like this. The lady is a little nervous, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a good nervous, right? I have in front of me Mr. Alonzo. Oh, Compton born, but he lives in LA, and he's best known as the godfather of what? West Coast hip hop. And he's a well-known DJ for 40 years, but I'm just going to give you a little bit, and I'm going to let him take over, just tell him a little bit about himself. And as you can see on the table, I have his book, and he's going to tell us a little bit about that. So Mr. Alonzo, please tell our Skid Row residents and viewers, what's up?
Hey, Lady Dee, how you doing today, baby?
Fine.
Good. You know, as she said, Alonzo, world-class grandmaster. I wrote a book on my history in West Coast hip-hop. Straight Outta Compton came out in 2015, but long before that came out, it was a whole other history that was being created just in getting us that far. And it's not very well known by most people that I had my hand in pretty much everything when it came to West Coast hip hop.
Wow.
I was once called Don Cornelius, Barry Gordy, and Puffy all at the same time.
What?
I had a group called World Class Wrecking Crew that we formed out of my club called EazyE After Dark. I promoted our first concerts. I was in the group World Class Wrecking Crew. I wrote songs. I owned the label record company, Crew Cut Records. And I had my hand in everything. Wow. In doing that, I met EazyE. I discovered Ice Cube along with Dr. Dre. DJ Yella was a part of Dr. Dre and DJ Yella both were a part of my group, World Class Wrecking Crew. And I kind of did everything.
Wow. You know, look at it. Since we're on the book, it's such a fascinating and skimming through it. I'm anxious to read it. You have a section, I guess it's chapter 10, East Rocks West, and there's a picture of the legendary Run DMC.
Right.
So I don't know out there, but I'm a Run DMC fan, Tupac fan, of course, also too. But I mean, chapter 10. Can you tell me a little bit about chapter 10?
Chapter 10 was when hip hop first came around. There was no West Coast hip hop. Yeah. There was Curtis Blow.
That's right.
There was Sugar Hill Gang.
That's right.
There was Run DMC.
That's right.
Well, I got a hold of Run DMC's first record called Russell Simmons, and he made me an offer for me to come to the club, to the EazyE After Dark, to perform, to break their new record on the West Coast.
Wow.
I did the deal. They came to the club. They performed. They only played like 10 minutes. Cost me $500 for them to perform. I had to buy them plane tickets. Had to put them in a hotel, had to feed them. That's the normal courtesy when you're dealing with an artist.
Yes.
And I'm out like $1,500 for a 10-minute show. I'm like, well, if they got to pay for that, we can do that too.
Exactly.
So, but shortly after that, we came up with the idea for us to form our own group. And that's when we started making our records. We actually started making records just so we could keep the club cracking, even after dark.
Wow. Okay.
And we had no intention of making history, we was making some records just to keep things flowing at the EazyE After Dark. We've been there so long, it kind of, things get kind of stale sometimes. So we did that to try to shake up our clientele. Next thing I know, we was on the radio, and we blew up so fast, it got out of control real fast.
Wow, so that's basically it going into chapter 20.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, this is going to be a great read, but I'm going to let you finish doing finish telling us a little bit about yourself, but the book is going to be fantastic.
You know what, I tell people, please, don't be a cheerleader. I'm not a cheerleader. I'm not a cheerleader artist. You're doing an artist an injustice if you're telling them a lie about their product.
Right.
Okay? If you don't like it, you don't have to be mean. You can say, man, it ain't really what I'm feeling right now.
Right.
Okay, or I just see some things that could be different. So far, I've gotten a pretty unanimous response from the book. Everybody seems to enjoy it. And I beg them, please do not be a cheerleader. And the response is, man, I'm not cheerleading, you're keeping it real. And because I can relate and I know now I'm getting some backstory that you'll never hear from anybody else.
Right.
There's nobody can tell you the story like I can tell you. The people that are involved in the story don't know what I had to do
to get to the
to get what we got.
Exactly, exactly. Like I said, I agree, not being a cheerleader, speaking the truth. And just on skimming the book alone, I was able to come in connection with the people. I mean, Run DMC, the launching of, the Wrecking Crew.
Right.
I'm like, wow, this is taking it back in the day. And just briefly reading it, you spoke true words, direct, no elaborate, and this stuff. It's just straight. You know what I mean?
I cussed a little bit too, so.
But I see, and I don't want to spill too much for myself, but I'm anxious to read the book. So
Thank you.
yes.
And also at the end of the book, I had to speak my mind on some things that I've always had an issue with, and that's a lot about how music tends to desensitize people against certain things. And one of the things they get a lot of these kids are being desensitized to is the penal system.
Yeah.
We talked earlier off camera about, although music will let you have you under the impression that marijuana is legal, but it's not.
It's not.
Okay?
It's not.
And I do a webcast every Tuesday and Thursday, one called NWA Now Talking Alonzo, another one's called Issues in the Hood.
Right.
And my lawyer buddy was telling me how many of his clients just get caught up in thinking, guys on parole, thinking because they have a marijuana card that they can smoke weed. Okay?
Right.
No!
Right.
It's still federally illegal. Okay? And so many people get fired from their jobs, so many people get caught up in different situations behind marijuana. And I've smoked it, and I'm a proponent of it. But until it's totally legal, it's one of those trip things, those tricks that the system plays on you.
Right.
They get you caught back up. I have one of my nephews right now, one of my nephews right now that I'm trying to talk to, and explain to him, you on parole. Just because they're not drug testing you right now, don't mean they won't drug test you.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
In the first 30 tests, you go back to the pen.
Exactly.
Okay? So he's getting comfortable because this PO told him, hey, we won't be drug testing. No, don't go for the okie doke.
Right.
Don't go for the okie doke. So I'm trying to, drop some knowledge on these youngsters. But again, sometimes the power of the cannabis is much more powerful than common sense. You better get high and then be free.
Well, I think that one of the stigmas could be is that, and I like what you're doing, you're breaking the stigmas. You're breaking that stereotype, especially with our youth.
Right.
We want to thank you for coming. We're anticipating your return.
Okay.
Thank you for the on and off again conversation. And basically I just want to remind everybody, if you want to just basically stay tuned for his webcam. Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesday's topic is NWA.
Tuesday and Thursday.
That's it? Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesday's topic, NWA, Not Without Alonzo, and Wednesdays is Issues in the Hood from 6 to 7. And do we have your Gmail or any type of contact info?
My website, best way to catch me is through my website. Everything is on my website. My Gmail, my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, and it's real simple. AlonzoWilliams.com. If you want an autographed copy of my book, go to my website. You can get it. I will sign it to you and ship it to you personally at AlonzoWilliams.com. If you don't want to do that, go to Amazon. It's available on Amazon as well and on Kindle. It's all good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for our personalized book.
Thank you,
me and Bobby will definitely share it. But I'm going first. And thank you so much. The Skid Row community thanks you for showing up. Lady Dee Dee Wilson, I thank you personally, and of course Bobby Buck Productions. We thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, darling.
Yes, sir. Thank
right.
you.